Welcome to another episode of my story. My guest today is the very beautiful and glamorous fashionista, stylist guru, accredited image consultant, Leisl Hillman. Hello Leisl, and welcome to the set of my story. I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you so much, Rhonda. I'm beyond excited. Thank you for this amazing platform and so good to see you again after so many years.
I know we have a connection through a very good mutual friend of ours, and so it was great reaching out to you when I was told about your journey and your story, and I thought I need to get her on the platform. I love that word. As you know, as previously discussed, this is a platform for ordinary women like ourselves to tell extraordinary stories, whether it is of great success, in your business, great love, great loss, but great hope. That's what we want to instill, that there is hope and that everything is not hopeless. Tell us about your business. I remember Tash telling me that you were a Herbalife consultant, and then I kind of followed you on social media and I followed that career of yours. Take us back.
So, I started as a fashion buyer, and I did that in my 20s and up to my mid-30s, had my kids, and it became quite hectic, obviously, like any woman, to juggle a hectic career, traveling the world, and then also managing 2 kids, and your husband's also quite busy. So my husband and I literally tossed the coin as to who's going to be staying at home, sacrificing their careers for the kids. So I won, and I'm not somebody to sit at home and twiddle my thumbs. So I became a wellness coach for Herbalife and did that for a couple of years. Absolutely loved it. Worked with corporates, did wellness days. We did fit clubs, we just did all sorts of fun things, mainly with women again, which was awesome.
Yes.
I think women just need this connection and, I think a sense of community, which is quite important. And then, in 2019, I went through quite a thing. I broke my wrist, and literally I was in the peak of my training, and it kind of pulled the brakes on my life. And I had a kind of a wobbly as to where my life is going. What is my purpose now? And my son was in matric, and I kind of was like, I need to get back into the game.
Yes.
So
on that note, you and I chatted about what is my purpose. I've come to a crossroads in my life. In 2019 happened. You kind of took a step back, looked at where do I journey from here. So take us how you went from Herbalife back into the rag trade or into the world of fashion.
Yes. So being a slightly older, although I don't feel it, I'm in denial.
You're far from old.
Yes, it's just a number. Anyways, I literally was like, you know what, I've always, whenever I've shopped with friends or my sisters, or I've always given them advice, and they would always ask me, Leisl, what do you think? Or I've done a few wardrobe consultations with friends and just helped them along, and I absolutely loved it. So I researched, and a friend of mine actually said to me, Leisl, what about image consulting, or doing something in that line? And I went to go investigate. I searched all the local companies, and I was like, right, this is what I'm going to do, because I obviously knew that I didn't want to go back into corporate, and I wanted to be my own boss and have the flexibility to work around my kids' schedules, because they are so busy with sport after school. So I decided to do the image consultant course to get the accreditation, because yes, I kind of knew what to do on certain things, but I wanted to have the accreditation, and I wanted to be able to work with color and to work with individual women and groups of women to identify what are the best colors that suit you, what are your makeup colors, what brings out that natural glow, and then also to do the styling course that, yes, I can do that, but I wanted to get the accreditation. So that was just mind-blowing. And literally launched my business in lockdown, which was quite challenging. I mean, but I think for last year, 2020, with lockdown, I went through so much growth, and I just decided to really evolve and grow as a person and as a businesswoman, and create opportunities for myself. Yes, I'm hoping to be successful one day, of course, yay. But yeah, I'm just literally open to any kind of opportunities, just to grow as a person, and I mean, that's why we're sitting alongside each other today, which is amazing.
So, Leisl, before we go into 2020, which I say to everybody had a word for 2020, everybody has a vision for the new year. Mine was 2020, year of plenty, and oh boy, did we get a year of plenty. But I'm going to go back to 2019, when you got to the crossroads, when you decided, this is my gifting, this is my flair, this is what I can contribute. I have an eye for detail, for color, for body image, which is very important right now globally.
Yes.
Women are very conscious about their body. Models are, in the past, skeletal on the catwalk. Now, I love the trend of the fuller figure, embracing who you are. So tell us a little bit about that, and what you would say to women of different creed, color, culture, body types, the advice you would give to somebody like
I think
that.
I mean, number one is, the best makeup any woman can wear is confidence, and it really doesn't matter what size or shape you are. I mean, I think as women evolve in their lives, as you're in your 20s, you're climbing the corporate ladder, your 30s, possibly having kids, and then your kids start growing up. So for me, it's about how are you evolving, and it really doesn't matter the size. So my whole thing is to get your confidence back, and how I show you literally how to dress confidently, to hide your flaws if you need to, but just to own it.
Yes.
Literally to own your body, to own your size, and just go with it. And I mean, yes, there are hidden tips and tricks that I know, which I impart to all my clients. But for me, it's just about any kind of woman, literally to have the confidence to get out there. And also, I think, as women, we're also busy multitasking. Most times you forget about yourself. So it's about putting in an effort every day, a little bit of an effort. Because when you start looking good, you start feeling good. And it creates this amazing confidence.
Yes.
And yeah, it's literally wearing the right color that can give you the confidence, So for me, it's all about that. And I mean, when I'm with my clients, just empowering them with the tools when they go out there, that they do know what they're looking for. I don't want women to be dependent on me and be like, Leisl, of course I'm available, but I don't want them to be like, Leisl, what do I do now? What do I wear? I want to leave you with, I have the tools now, and I am able, to choose the right colors, the styles for my body shape, and look and feel amazing.
I love what you say about the best makeup that you can get or put on is the makeup of confidence.
Absolutely.
Because then it exudes your personality. It gives you almost you blow up your chest.
Yeah.
Not pride in an ugly way, but it elevates you.
Absolutely.
Almost to another level.
Yes.
How you sit, how you stand, how you move, how you walk, how you dress. Like you said, what colors suits you, what colors make you look down, what colors enhances you. And like we were saying, the trend today is all about fuller figure, how to embrace your own self. And for me is love yourself first. Love yourself, love who you are, what you look like, and then Leisl comes alongside of me and say, now Rhonda, for your skin tone, this would make you stand out more. It makes your eyes stand out, exactly like I complimented your beautiful green eyes because of the green dress that you're even wearing. I noticed that immediately. So for me, it's about embracing oneself and loving who you are.
Yeah.
So Leisl, do you go into people's homes and look at their wardrobes or their cupboards and pull out garments and...
So yes, I do. I mean, I do all sorts of things. I do style and color consultation, and for me, it's not about dressing for your age or dressing age appropriate. For me, it's dressing to your body shape, you know, because that is most important. And then also dressing to an occasion.
Yeah.
You know, obviously dressing appropriately for an occasion. So I go into women's houses. I mean, I go into their closets. It's actually quite amazing. I've literally proven it as a fact now that I learn so much about a woman by looking at their closet, because I think a lot of women hold their emotions in their closet, you know, and I've discovered, including my sister, and she's, well, who knows what she's going to say, but she, who I've known all my life, I mean, I discovered things about her purely by going through her closet, and it's fascinating. And literally every client that I've done their wardrobe, I've discovered new things, or they've discovered new things about themselves that maybe they were holding on to, possibly going through a divorce and holding on to their husband and not letting go, or the confidence that might be lacking. And so you are buying certain items, not because you are actually going to wear it, but just because it makes you feel good at the time. So it's that instant gratification, but by the time you get home, it's like, okay, now that gratification's gone. So yeah. And I also take women shopping. I do personal shopping, so I do a one-on-one shopping experience with you. I also do, literally, I've just launched how to shop. So all the tips and the tricks on shopping, and I'm launching some different ways of shopping for certain items, what to look out for. So you really, when you are going shopping, we just spend too much money. We do. I mean, let's be honest, me included. You know,
that
so
card has a limit, so let's
make
use of it.
So I think for me now, it's all about how can I empower women, especially, to save money and to save time, and rather buy timeless pieces and wardrobe essential that's going to last you for seasons to come. So rather invest in good items, well-made garments, items that are going to fit your body shape to the T, you know, and you're going to wear it more often than buying an item that you're like, oh, we're going to wear this once, you know, and then we need a new outfit. And I think possibly most of us have gone through that phase in our lives.
We have. It's like what you said now. Buy a timeless piece. I love that. Then instead of buying 6 garments, buy one garment that we would look smashing on you, and that it will last. It will not go out of fashion.
Sure.
I love that. Buy a timeless piece. One of my friends always says, I bought it because it's an investment.
So investment buying is another saying that I also use quite often is, you know, spend the money, buy a leather jacket, buy leather boots, you know, buy that item that is going to last you a lifetime. It's a good quality, you look and feel good, you feel like and look like $1 million, as opposed to buying the pleather jacket. That really, you know,
that's going to wear over time, and then you're going to chuck.
You're going to look cheap.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing with investment buying is that people know, I mean, I love the pleather pants, which wearing a leather pants, it's so thick, you know, and so hot in our climate, and it's, you know, but so you have to adapt your lifestyle also. Well, your lifestyle has to work in your wardrobe, or your wardrobe has to work in your lifestyle. So yeah, it's about understanding all of that.
Love the idea of fashion. Love it, love it. So Leisl, you come across as this very confident, this image consultant, like you've got everything put together. And we all know that in life, we'd love life to go smoothly and seamlessly, but there are knocks in life, there are challenges, there are bumps in the road.
Sure.
And then your beloved James, something happened to him that rocked your world and your children's world. So can you briefly touch on that?
Sure.
For us?
Yes, so 7 years ago, I mean, my husband is a paddler. We lifesavers paddlers. I mean, he loved his paddling, surf skiing, which is in the ocean, and he was doing the Cape Point Challenge qualifier. So my kids and I were seconding him, so we were driving along the way, and literally around Miller's Point, I got a call from his phone to say, is this James's wife? Please come quickly. This is where we are. And at that stage, I had driven to Fisher Beach already to wait because he was on the home stretch. And by the time I got down to the beach, I mean, it was such a long drive, as you can well imagine. We also were struggling because there's so many points to go down to the beach and different beach places. As we got down to the beach, yeah, there was my husband lying on the beach. The paramedics were there. They were doing CPR. They were shocking his body. I went hysterical. I was like, what is going on? My daughter, who was 11 at the time, she was just amazing, a complete rock. She was like, Mom, Dad's gonna be okay, don't worry. Yeah. And then we followed the ambulance to Constantiaberg, and of course that was the longest drive. And I mean, still today, when I go that side, I'm like, oh, you know, yeah.
And then James was hospitalized. He was in ICU. You visited every day.
Yes.
But the good news is what?
So, I mean, that day, I remember the doctor, the cardiologist, telling me that, you know, we don't know how long your husband has been out, because he flatlined basically. And I mean, so they said to him, we can either take care of the heart right now and hope for the best when it comes to his brain, because he might be brain dead. And I was like, of course you got to look after the heart. Let's sort the heart out, because the brain, we can't do much with the brain at this stage. And then he was moved to Vincent Pallotti to ICU. I mean, to see your husband with all these pipes, it was horrifying, traumatic.
I can well imagine. I can imagine what's going in your mind, what's happening. You're thinking of the future. What would life be without you? I need you. Our children are young. James, please live, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Would have been your cry or your prayer.
Yeah.
And
no, for sure. I mean, for 5 days solid, he was out. And so this happened on the Sunday morning. By the Friday, the following week, I'd come to ICU and his bed was empty. And I'm like, what the heck? Where's my husband? Like, where's my husband? Because now all these emotions go through your mind. And they said, your husband's gone to the loo. I'm like, what? What do you mean gone to the loo? So you can imagine, from a guy lying with all these pipes, totally unconscious, to he's not in his bed, he's gone to the loo. I'm like, who's with him in the loo? What are you talking about? They're like, just come with us. So the nurse was standing outside of the toilet, and I'm like, where's my husband? Where's James? And she's like, he's in the toilet. I'm like, so why is he alone in the toilet? I just went into the state. Meanwhile, he was in the toilet, and to me, that was a complete miracle. He walked out. I was like, wow, what a miracle. What a miracle.
That's what I love. What a miracle.
Absolutely.
That's what was prayed for.
Yes.
And out walks James, and the rest is history. He's alive, he's well, and he's working, as you say. He's a war horse in working. He loves what he does, and slowly he had to get back into being healthy, keeping fit, and so that's wonderful news.
Yes.
So as you know, that 6 months ago, my husband passed, August actually of last year.
Yeah.
Lockdown happened. The globe was in a pandemic. People suffered loss of all kinds, whether it was a loved one, work, financial, stuck overseas, couldn't come home. I don't think 2020 did not leave his mark on anyone.
Sure.
And so I suffered a tragedy, and 3 days later, so Mark passed on the 17th of August, 3 days after that, you suffered another harsh reality.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So I am a twin. So I was at home. It was a normal Thursday afternoon. I mean, you're in lockdown. The family's home. My husband arrived home. So my other sister, she phoned me on my cell phone and she's like, Leisl, can you guys come to mommy's house? And I'm like, okay, what's up? Obviously you're gonna ask what's wrong. She's like, no, you and James and the kids need to come to mommy's house, but please come now. So I said, okay, please tell me what's going on, because I don't deal well with suspense or FOMO or anything. Don't tell me something and then you're not telling me the actual. She's like, look, I can't tell you, just please come and come immediately. So we got in the car, and of course, driving again, I'm like, oh my word, what now? What's wrong with my mom? And as we got closer to my mom's house, she phoned again to say, please don't come to mommy's house, come to my twin sister's house, Lana. So I'm like, oh my word, okay. So we pull up at my sister's house, and there's an ambulance, and I go inside. My husband went to go find parking, and I'm like, what's going on? And my sister was like, I'm sorry. And I saw my sister lying. She was literally just lying on the floor. And then they explained to me what happened, and she was dead. And this is the last thing that you would imagine. Healthy, my age. She's got 2 young boys and a husband. They just moved into a new house a month ago. We had a family gathering the Sunday before, and that was when I last saw her, but we literally spoke every day, and to see your sister lying there, it's like, what? It was something else. Yeah.
Well, you're very brave to share that story and to lose a twin.
Yeah.
And I don't want to minimize the loss of anyone's siblings here. A sibling is a sibling. A loss is a loss. It's a tragedy, and everybody feels that loss, that grief, that sorrow. But you literally lost somebody who shared a womb with you,
yes.
And that must have been absolutely traumatic for you.
Yeah.
So, Leisl, has the journey been since that? It's now been 6 and a bit months for me, 6 and a bit months for you. What does your life look like, the journey from there to where the beautiful Leisl is sitting right now telling your story?
Yeah, it's hard.
You feel the loss.
Yeah.
You feel the pain.
I think I went through a lot of denial.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think all of us in the family, because it was such a shocker. So I personally went through a lot of denial about my sister.
Mm-hmm.
I felt that maybe she was coming back, and it was just initially I thought I was in a bad dream and I was going to wake up and that this was not real life. And looking at it, 2 kids and a husband just would devastate me. It was awful. I then I think as a family we came together. I've got siblings, my sister in America and her daughter. They couldn't come over because we were in the heavy lockdown, and it was terrible. I can't imagine what my sister went through, what she's still going through in the USA.
Mm-hmm.
My niece also. So it was a struggle. It still is. I think every Thursday it would be like you'd replay what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry for your loss, and thank you for being so brave. You are truly brave to be so vulnerable and to share your story. So we want to wrap up and give the viewers hope.
Yeah.
Because there's always hope.
Yeah.
And after tragedy, there is a new season and there's always hope.
Yeah.
And so what is your purpose now, and what is the hope that you would give others that are listening, that are watching this podcast, who have lost
Sure.
And so what would you say to them? And I like it that you said my family came around alongside of us and we kind of pulled together.
Yeah.
And so what does hope mean for Leisl
I think,
right now?
yeah, I think there's a whole lot of scenarios. I think what happened to my husband, literally, he was given a second chance, and I realized, don't sweat the small stuff. You know, don't worry about that he's leaving something lying on the floor, or that when we're going out, he's wearing his oldest clothes. Small things like that, don't sweat the small stuff. You know, so that was one thing. I also learned that you've got to enjoy life to the full every day. Take nothing for granted, and take nobody for granted. You know, I appreciate my husband more every day. I do live with an attitude of gratitude. I really do try and have purpose in my life now, where I can try and make a difference in somebody else's life, no matter how small, obviously through kids, because I've coached nippers and lifeguards, so doing that with the community, giving back to the community, and then also through my business now, empowering women, you know, to literally whatever's happening inside, because we, like you say, obviously we all have our stories.
Yes.
You know, don't judge somebody because you actually don't know what they're going through at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that, Leisl. And I love that I heard just the other day, because it made me look at life differently.
Yeah.
I've lost a partner, my husband, my confidant, my friend, my lover, the person that you exhale with at night, and you put up your feet and you talk about the day.
Yeah.
And so my journey is not different to your journey, is not different to your journey, her journey, your story, my story. And I heard the other day that time cannot be refunded.
Sure.
So, you know, in the buying at any retail store, you come home, you fit on, you don't like it, you can go back and get a refund, and you can put it on again, go back, get a refund if you're not happy. Time cannot be refunded. So let's make good of the time that we have and touch people's lives positively.
Absolutely.
What do you say about that?
I mean, for me, it's literally, I preach this to my kids, that you wake up every day with the right attitude. You know, yes, we can all write a list of what's going wrong in our lives, but to me, it's like, what is actually going right in your life? You do have a husband, you do have healthy kids, you do have an amazing life. You know, maybe your bank balance is zero at the moment, but you've got so much going for you, so much more. You know, we live in beautiful Cape Town, we live in the most beautiful city, we have clear skies. You know, I mean, it can't get worse than that or better than that. So I think it's literally just take time to smell the roses, and literally you need to do that, is just embrace every day and enjoy life to the full. And I mean, my personal email address is Leisl Loving Life, and I really do try and love life to the full every day, and try and impact on somebody's life, no matter how small it is, in some or other way. You know, so I just try and stay positive. And for me, it's always, if something happens to you, it's happened for a reason. So you need to look at it. You've got two ways to look at it. You can either look at it on the negative and say, why did this happen to me? Or you can take from what you've learned from the experience and move forward with it. You know, like what you are doing now. You are opening up this avenue or platform for other women to share their stories. And I'm hoping that you are going to get something out of it for you to carry on, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
So for me, that's what it's about, you know, is to learn from experiences and challenges and move forward from it.
I love what you say. Have an attitude of gratitude. Look at the blessing, not on what you don't have. Look what's in your hands. What do I have? And how do I make good with that? And how do I leave a positive mark on somebody's life?
Yeah.
Leisl Hillman, thank you so very much for being a guest and being on the platform of my story. I wish you all the best in your business, and I look forward to seeing you, whether it's not in person, on social media.
Sure. And I honestly have to thank you for this amazing platform to tell my story, because I think it's part of everybody's healing, you know, at the end of the day. So thank you and all the best.
You're welcome.
I'm looking forward to what your future holds too.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, won't you please like, subscribe and share. See you next time on the next episode of My Story.